Welcome to Life It with the DVD. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Today I wanted to talk about what it looks like to be an emotionally mature man. And this is something that I feel like a lot of men wrestle with. And, you know, given my own kind of attributes and skills and all of that, uh, I feel perfectly wired to be able to get the most, get the best of both worlds. And I want to talk about a situation that had popped up uh, just the other night. That um, it was a men's group basically, and somebody came into the group and was asking for if they thought it was okay to discuss their feelings with other men. And of course I see this and I'm like, yeah, of course, right? I mean, what would be wrong with that? um, I guess some people feel like, you know, uncomfortable talking about their feelings as men. You know, from my past, it's interesting to see what my grandparents and parents have done as well with their own emotions and how they feel about things. And I come from a long line of people that just buried all of their crap. Um, they would always passive aggressive be passive aggressive on issues. They would just avoid things entirely. When it came to discussing how they actually felt, it was just suck it up and move on. And that was just how things were. And when the emotions did come out, they usually came out in the form of, you know, some sort of explosive interchange. And unfortunately, that's how that's what I grew up with, and was then forced to try to sort through many of these things myself. And you know, that was not easy. I had to use, uh, I mean, frankly, using media was a very important thing for me. I got into playing video games that had more emotionally mature themes to them, and they ended up being incredibly beneficial to me to just see how certain characters would react to certain things. And, you know, granted that a video game, you know, has different sorts of non-realistic emotional reactions to things, it still explored the gamut for me of how you can go from being upset about things to actually resolving them and what that looks like. Um, the catharsis of being able to fix a situation in a game makes it so it feels real. Makes it so, you know, you actually feel like you have resolved something for a character, and that can be transferable to your actual life. This is why I love video games, because of the experiences that it is able to give you. You know, when you otherwise won't be able to access them in the real world, or just would prefer not to experience those things. But it's interesting looking at the emotional component for men because, you know, like I had said, men seem to be burying emotions still. That you know, we're in the 21st century here, and it's interesting how I it's almost like there's a polarity between overly emotional men and men that are still burying these things and cannot deal with the you know, with their feelings, and they don't know how to express them. They don't know how to make sense of them. They don't know where to turn. They don't know who to talk to. And at least in the situation I was in the other night, I offered some help, just since they seemed confused. And there's also all sorts of there's some discussion with some other people around, well, like, oh, is lying good, lying to, a significant person in their life, or like when is the truth actually valid, or what do other people want to hear, so it's better to lie sometimes. And it was very interesting seeing their standpoints, but ultimately my standpoint was that, it's best to tell the truth. Sure, I can understand the situation where, somebody would tell a lie to prevent somebody from blowing up or whatever, but ultimately these things need to be addressed and approached in a mature fashion. And oftentimes people don't know how to do that. That is the problem, right? When you deal with your emotions, it's like they can be very intense and very very hard, very heavy. And that's something like people. I mean, who has ever taught us that? If we're not learning it from our own parents, then, are we're learning it from the TV, the media, culture, I guess. And they've pretty much removed all of the actual uh, masculine, mature males from media. So who is going to actually show people how to, behave, right? How to process these things. And you know, there's really no answer. There's no outlet for that. And I basically had just laid out a few things, and his response was something along the lines of, I'm not even going to say it, but he called me a name and then basically associated with being too soft and feminine. And I'm like, wow, that's a pretty bold statement for somebody that is here asking for help with their feelings in the first place. But I didn't say that because I don't know what specifically he's going through. I did say it's probably a better conversation to have in person, which pretty much everybody agreed. But I just said you're welcome, right? I just said you're welcome to that comment, because there's really nothing else to say. I mean, I didn't really want to change my perspective and like give the sass, right? Zing him back, sort of thing. Because, if somebody's actually struggling with their stuff, you know, you don't really want to kind of kick them while they're down. I mean, I saw the response mostly as a reaction to his hatred towards his own feelings, towards even talking about this sort of thing with other people. Um, and, I get it, it's fine. Uh, but, at the same time, I'm just like, wow. Just, if this is how you talk to somebody you barely know in the group, then you know how do you talk to other people? How do you treat them? How do you process them? Hopefully, your children aren't learning these bad habits from you. Um, so there's all sorts of angles and ways to kind of look at this, but I just wanted to put this out there that you know if you need help with processing your stuff, your emotions, it is okay. It is important to talk to somebody that you trust. Important to talk to somebody that you trust about, what's going on in your life. I mean, if you can't make sense of these things, it's even more important. You can either find a professional, you can talk to a friend, a family member. If you don't have any of these, I mean, go the professional route. Um, or I'm here as well. If you'd like to talk to me, I'd be happy to help. But ultimately, it's very important to find somebody you trust, express these things to them, and work through the process of feeling them. Because, like, feeling these feelings, not just bottling them up, shoving them down, and letting them fester in your body. Because I mean, there's research done on this. If you do not express these things, these intense, emotional feelings, and what's going on in your life, they get bottled up. They get kind of locked inside your body and can contribute to terrible health issues that linger over time. So once again, it's important to express these things, but I mean the other thing too is, I think if you are a man and you're trying to sort this stuff out, it is possible to be masculine and be in touch with your feelings at the same time. And that really is like the biggest thing that I'm noticing in all of this. And I don't see anybody that seems to be, uh, able to be masculine, but at the same time, you know, have that feminine side as well. The balance of the yin and the yang. And anyway, maybe that's supposed to be me, right? Maybe that's my role here, and what I'm supposed to embody. I don't really know, but I just think it's important to know that it's not one or the other. It's not black and white. We can be all of these things. I think we ultimately are meant to be all of these things, even though we are biologically one way or another. Being in touch with these other sides of us is important for not just ourselves, but for understanding others as well. And I mean that not just in terms of like direct relationships, but also humanity. How do people relate? How do people think? How do people feel about things? And trying to just show the same level of respect for another person that that you would yourself, right? And I think ultimately these end up being a lot of blind spots for people. They don't see what they don't think about what they're saying before they say it. They just react, and I get it, right? It's fine. But I mean, if these are things that you want to work on, right, you have to slow down. You have to become more conscious of what you are saying and where you're saying it and the situation you're in, and just how you go about it. I mean, if you want to live your best life, I mean, hey, it's all different levels. It's all different levels of awareness to just try to keep in mind. And I mean, you're gonna make mistakes. You're not gonna be perfect at times, but it's just the practice of slowing down, becoming aware of these things, thinking about what other people are thinking, feeling about these things, and once again, just trying to meet people where they're at and being appreciative for what they can contribute. So anyway, I thought I would share that story. I mean, I guess there's a little bit more to it, but I feel like I need to talk to him a bit more in person, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Because I kind of want to lay down the law a little bit of hey, not cool, man. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But if you appreciated this story, let me know. If you're struggling with some of your own things that are going on, I'd be happy to try to help. Have a call, set up something just to hear what's going on, see if I can help you. And yeah, otherwise, if you enjoyed this, please like or subscribe. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.